Shalom. First and foremost, above all things, I want to give all praises and honor and glory. It's definitely due to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushua, Ba'ashem, Rakak, Radash. I want to give a special double honors to our elders and apostles on down at Great Millstone for teaching us this truth. And peace and salutations to the elect. May the blessing of election be upon your household and your sincere brothers and you few sisters out there that listen and take heed to the true doctrine of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua, spoken by his servants, the prophets. To you, I want to say shalom and back again with another video. And Lord willing, I hope and pray that this will be edifying. So, you know, when you first come in, this truth, you're excited. It's like a feeling like no other, you know, because you really have true understanding when Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua put the spirit on you of understanding, and you understand why we go through what we're going through. You know, why our people are treated the way they're treated. You so-called Negroes, you so-called Native American Indians, you so-called Latinos, you're all the children of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua. You know, and all of us Israelites have been persecuted in some way or another. When you think about the Native American Indian, they were taken off their land and put upon reservations. And so also with the so-called Latino, they had been conquered and you know, taken off of land that was theirs as well. The so-called Negro were slaves here in this place Babylon, you know. But at the end of the day, we understand why those things happened to us. It was because of sin, which means transgression of the law. And the 2/3 of Israel, they're not going to get it. They're not going to understand that we're the Israelites. They're going to still think of themselves as Negroes, Indians, and Latinos, you know. Matter of fact, I seen a Iscarite for the northern tribe riding around with the so-called Mexico flag, you know. So they're lost. And when you try to tell them who they are, they don't want to take heed to it, you know. So a lot of these 2/3 of Israel, they got to go. But be thankful that you have it. Because again, when you would first come in, you're so excited, you want to tell people, you want to, you know, people that, that you come in contact, hey, we're the Israelites, you know, this is why we're going through this, and you know, and you're from the tribe of this, you know, or you're just from the tribe of her, and so on and so on, you know, and you're trying to break scriptures down that you have been taught, you know, not realizing when you become more seasoned, you understand that this truth is just not for everybody, man. And these, you know, it's funny because at first you were like, man, I got it. I can't understand why these people get it. Well, because Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua has put a spirit had put a stumbling block before them, you know. And so they're going to despise this word, and it's just how it is. That's just how Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua set things up, man. So this is why they act the way they act. And I remember, and I believe I told this story before, I had told my mom, I was like, you know, can't you see we're the Israelites? This is why we're going through what we're going through. This is the modern day Egypt. And she couldn't see it, you know. But the Lord hadn't opened up her eyes to see that. And your eyes have to be open to see those things, man. and not only see him, but to accept him. And we accepted him. It makes sense. It resonates with our spirit. You know, the scriptures tell you, let each man be persuaded in his own mind. And so it's through Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai we're persuaded in our own mind that, you know, this is the reason why it happens. And it's all through the scriptures. We see it. When you think about Deuteronomy chapter 28, man, and you get a full understanding of Deuteronomy chapter 28, you understand we can't no other nation have went through what we've gone through. But yet and still, Jake just don't see it. But that's okay, because that's how Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai set it up. Because this is only for the elect. Luke chapter 10 and verse 16. He that heareth you, heareth me. He that despiseth you, despiseth me. And he that despiseth me, despiseth him that sent me. Yeah. So when they hear you talking about this truth and knowledge, and they scoff at it, not only are they, you know, they're despising Yahweh Shai. And when you're despising Yahweh Shai, you're despising the Heavenly Father that sent Yahweh Shai to speak these things. See, we're the prophets, and we're doing what Yahweh Shai said. You have to remember, there's an order. You have Yahweh, which is the Heavenly Father. Yahweh means He is or He exists. And then you have the Son's name, which is Yahweh Shai. And Yahweh Shai means He that delivers. And so, with Yahweh and Yahweh Shai, you know, after them, there's the prophets. You know, there's the men of Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai that are put out there to open the eyes of those who are the elect, man, to wake them up, to activate them, you know. See, we're in the valley of dry bones, and we're the prophets that are waking up those dry bones, man, you know. But not all those bones are going to be able to rise up, because there's that stumbling block, man. They don't have that gift that was given unto us, that gift of understanding, real true understanding the scriptures. See, Christians, they don't understand the scriptures, man. I'll just give you an example. Now, the background I came from was Jehovah's Witnesses. And so, you know, the 1,000-year, they used to say, you know, you're going into paradise, and the Lord is going to, you know, test you once again, and He's going to bring the devil back out to see who else He can corrupt again. And after that, and I was like, man, that makes no sense. You have Armageddon, and then turn around, you're going to let the devil out again to do what he do? That never made sense with me. It never resonated with my spirit, you know what I mean? But because I was like, why would, you know, if the Lord had just destroyed the people that need to be destroyed and set up a paradise, which that's what they call it. They call it the paradise, or set up this kingdom, and now you're gonna let Satan back out again, you know, which we realize, you know, in the scriptures that we're in that time period that he's been let out for a little while, which he's been let out for a whole over 500 years, because when you think about the Renaissance period, after the Dark Ages, it was taken over. And so they have been running things ever since. And now, you know, this is that time period. It's not in the time when you get into paradise and he lets Satan back out again, or let the devil back out again, which we know the devil is Esau. But see, they teach another doctrine, but see, and that shows you they don't know the scriptures, man. And they have no understanding of the scriptures. There may be some things they get right, but, you know, here at Great Millstone, we want to make sure we get everything right. We want to make sure we're saying everything the right way, man. Because we have so many people who have made their own doctrine and not give the real true doctrine of what the scriptures are saying through the spirit of Yahweh Shem Yahushai. And see, when you don't have the spirit of Yahweh Shem Yahushai to direct you, and it's not going to be used on Edomites, because the doctrine will go against these Edomites. So they have to teach another doctrine in order for it to benefit them, make them look good, as well as fool you 2/3 Israelites out there that continue on believing in that doctrine, that false doctrine, whatever it might be. It doesn't necessarily have to be Jehovah's Witness. It could be whatever Christian denomination you're coming from, or whatever Israelite camp that's not bringing out the true doctrine of Yahweh Shem Yahushua. You're going to have to answer for that, man. That's another story, but, you know, let's move on. Let's go to Proverbs chapter 13 and verse 13. Whoso despiseth the word shall be destroyed, but he that feareth the commandment shall be rewarded. So you think about it. You have people that you have talked to, you know, like when we first come in, you raw and, you know, you don't know no better. You're telling everybody who we are and why we're going through the things you're going through, and they scoff at you. You know, these are the people that despise the word, man. So they're going to be destroyed. I don't care if it's your daddy. I don't care if it's your mama. You know, make peace with that. Make peace with that, man. You in this truth and knowledge. Be thankful that Yahweh Shem Yahushua gave it to you. If it's not meant for your daddy, if it's not meant for your mama, so be it. The Lord didn't want it that way. Let it go. Understand that. You just be thankful that you got it. And keep on moving, man. And then as you get more seasoned, you understand that you don't cast your pearls unto swine, man. Because that's basically what you're doing. Because they'll use this word and use it against you. You know, and it, like I say, it could be your parents, it could be, you know, your siblings, it could be uncles, aunties, you know, the woman that you're dealing with right now, what have you, man. You know, it don't matter, bro. You know, your own children. You know, the scriptures tell you your enemies can be in your household, your own household. So, you know, make peace with that and understand those things gonna happen, man. You know, with some of us brothers and few sisters out there. But be thankful that Yahweh Shem Yahushua is dealing with you. Because if not, you would be destroyed, man. I'll read that again. Proverbs 13 and 13. Whoso despiseth the word shall be destroyed. Yeah. So these people, they despise the word, man. But he that feareth the commandment shall be rewarded. And so we fear Yahweh Shem Yahushua, man. And Lord willing, we're going to be rewarded for that. There's a reward for fearing Yahweh Shem Yahushua, man. Proverbs 9 and 6. Forsake the foolish and live and go in a way of understanding. And that's what we're doing. We're trying to go in a way of understanding, man. You know, the way we were living was we were living in foolishness. You know, running around here eating pork, you know, doing all kind of different things that offended Yahweh Shem Yahushua. But now we have woken up. And we're trying to live a life of understanding, which understanding is understanding this truth and knowledge, man. To become better men, better brothers, better teachers, and better servants of Yahweh Hashem Yahushua. See, when you tell them the true names of the Heavenly Father and the Son, they don't believe you. They still want to hang on to Jesus and things of that nature, man. You know, so they just fools despise wisdom. That's them. Proverbs chapter 1 and verse 7. The fear of the Lord, Yahweh Hashem Yahushua, is the beginning of knowledge. But fools despise wisdom and instruction. Yeah, and these people out here, the 2/3 of Israel, they despise wisdom and knowledge. So as for knowledge and instruction, and as the end result, this is going to lead to them being destroyed, man. So you be thankful that Yahweh Hashem Yahushua has given you this truth and knowledge, man. Because if not, you be marked for destruction just like the rest of these 2/3 out here. So Lord willing, I hope and pray that this was an edifying lesson. Once again, I want to give all praises and honor and glory that's definitely due to Yahweh B'Hashem Yahushua B'Hashem Rakak Radash. Until the next time, Lord willing, I'll say Shalom.